So maybe this time when I'm recording it, I well, hopefully I'll be smart enough to have it unmuted. And if there was a pause there or something sounded off, well, that was because I just checked to make sure it had some audio on there. But alright, let me talk about this match for a second. Now, this is the Nassau, which is a really cool ship that I ended up winning for free. I thought it was awesome. Pretty much every premium cruiser I have, I've gotten for free. And I love this one because it has good secondaries, and I'm more of an aggressive player, right? So you see, even though I'm in a battleship, I'm selling directly towards the cap, right? Now, the rest of my team is selling off to who knows what. They're doing exactly what they're not supposed to be doing. They're not fighting for their side, which is the first rule of this game. Win your side. Even if you can't win your side, defend your side as best as possible, right? Because if you don't, then the other team is going to just have their way with you. But instead, they're all heading towards B, or selling full broadside, which is honestly a lot of what this video is about. Don't sell full broadside. See this St. Louis? He's selling full broadside. You want to angle. You see how most of those shots are coming directly at my bow or just at an angle off my bow? They're not causing a lot of damage. Now, the St. Louis is firing HE, which is what you want to be doing if somebody's giving you their bow like that. But you definitely don't want to give a battleship your broadside in a cruiser, because they're going to smack you. Like that. See that Citadel? They're going to smack you, and they're going to smack you hard. And there's another Citadel. Now he's just had the crap beat out of him already, and he's about to get punched in the jaw again because he's still just riding full broadside. And of course I leave him with like 2 hit points, but I had one more shot to fire off, and boom, first blood. Alright, now I know this Nassau's over here, but he's kind of sailed off around the mountain, so I know I'm free from that side. So I start, shooting at this Charleston, see what I can do there. And then this Dene. Now, some of these ships, when you're firing AP at them because they're full broadside, you might actually over penetrate, which is what, if you see those symbols, anytime I land a shot, you'll see symbols on the right hand side of the screen, right? And while if you hit a flat surface, it's more likely to penetrate, but it's also, if their armor's thin enough as possible, it could over penetrate, which will happen with this Dene. It's already happened anyway. So there, I got one penetration, and it went straight to the Citadel. The second one was an over penetration, which means it just didn't cause that much damage. But I'm still swinging my nose back to him, which is one of the reasons I love this Nassau, because even on a full broadside, you can only get 4 guns, but with your nose pointed at him, you still have 3. So it allows you to keep your nose to them and still get a lot of guns to bear. So double Citadel, 1 over pen, and 2 penetrations. Alright, so it's good to pay attention to that little thing on the side, because whenever you're landing your shots, because it tells you what's going on. If they're angling properly and they have thick enough armor, they're going to deflect your shots right away. And so that's going to tell you, oh, well, I need to switch to HE. And I leave him with just a little bit of health, as I always do. So, but that's the nature of it. I know I'm not going to be able to get that kill, so I figure I'll just fire at this guy because he's over the mountain, so somebody else is going to take him out. But this Wyoming, another great example. Now I get that he was at a dead stop, but he could back up and back away from me while turning to his left, which would at least start giving him some angles, but he's giving me his full broadside. Now I swing out for a second, but then I swing right back because I don't want him to be able to just shoot at me and hit me in the side, because hitting a flat surface, it's more likely to penetrate than it is. Now, especially with me having heavy armor, it's not going to over penetrate. It's going to penetrate, right? I might get lucky and shatter a shell, but he's also a battleship, so that's not very likely. So my best bet is that V shape on the front of the ship. If he hits that, since he's hitting it at an angle, it's going to ricochet away. And that's what I want. That's going to save me a lot of damage, right? So I hit him there, get my high caliber, and I actually did get an over penetration, which is kind of crazy, but it happened. Fire again. I got a slight angle, but I know that I saw when he fired his last, so I know I got a couple seconds, right? And I at least have some kind of an angle. And as long as he's giving me this full broadside, I want to just tear him up. Hitting him for a lot of damage. So hopefully I don't lose another kill like I did with that other ship earlier. And there goes the Citadel. Surprised it took me that long, but these do, the Nassau does kind of have smaller caliber guns for a battleship, so I mean, it is what it is. You're still hitting the flat side, so you're still doing good damage. And I don't get the kill. Somebody else dropped around right at the end, stole it from me. So I should have been up 2 more kills. That should have been my 4th kill, but whatever. Now I turn around and there's that Nassau from earlier, or Nassau, however you say it. I'm not really sure. Alright, so I'm turning right away. I want to get my nose at him. I don't want to come at him broadside, but he's also giving me a bit of nose. So he hits me. Doesn't cause a significant amount of damage. And he's got a bit of an angle too, so he's got a good chance of deflecting my shots. So let's wait for the fire. Alright, and 3 deflected, because he had a good angle, right? So I didn't even penetrate. Now I was considering switching to HE at this point. I do remember that, but I also realized I could just swing in a little and get a better angle and start getting some penetrations. Once again, that was a deflection, but now I'm going to point my nose right back at him. 1 deflected, but 1 penetrated. All right, fire again. 2 penetrations, doing a lot of damage. But he's not doing the same to me. He had more health at the beginning of this, and now he has less health. All right, now he's on fire. So I'm trying my best to swing these guns to where I can get some hits landed, drop them to almost nothing, but I do get the close quarters expert, so that's outstanding. That's 4 medals for the game. Now this ship, from what I've noticed, isn't very good at long range, and that Hosho is, if you look up at the map in the top left hand corner, you'll see he's at the very limit of my range. Excuse me, my yawning. But he's actually really good. You know, I just want to take a minute to give him a compliment. There's him and 1 other guy on the other team that are outstanding. Now, currently, we are tied up. Alright? And I'm trying my best to do some damage to this Hosho. And there goes that Confederate. I've done some good hits to him.
Problem solved, sir.
But full disclosure, I'm not going to survive this battle, and my team is going to lose. And I'll watch some poor bastard make the exact same mistakes I was telling you not to make, and that's how the game's going to finish. And I'll show you about that. Right, because you notice I'm always zigzagging, changing my speed, or something. Now, with cruisers, I do a lot more speed changing. In these slower battleships, it's more about the zigzagging. Alright? This Arkansas, he's the other one. He was amazing in this fight. Didn't even notice exactly how much he was doing. But you notice we're down another ship, right? So, but now I'm down to almost no health. But I put my nose at this Arkansas, and I've got myself in a tight spot. I've only got 1,300 hit points left, right? And he's got a lot, but this Hosho is giving me full broadside, so I know I can do the most damage to him. So I might die, but I want to do as much as I can to him. And I'm just swinging around. And the beauty of this one too, since they have guns on both sides, you know, I can always keep a gun on them, and I'm always firing. So, and there goes that anti-aircraft fire. All I gotta do, he's just got like no health left, and boom, I'm dead. And it doesn't kill it. Well, that's not exactly an optimal way to end the fight, but you know, I felt like it displayed it well because, you know, whenever I come up on that other Nassau, and you know, we were going at each other, and he had more health than me at the beginning of the fight, and I was on double fire. I had 2 fires going at the very end of the fight, or at the very beginning of the fight. So he had a distinct advantage. But I won, right? That other battleship, I can't remember what it was, Wyoming, I think. Whenever I fought him, he just gave me his broadside the whole time. Yes, you get more guns on target at any one time whenever you're doing that, but the problem is you just take more damage, like significantly more damage. So now the Bellerophon, all right. Let me talk about this for a second. First of all, I don't like this shit. I got it from that Halloween event, and I just don't like it. Now that's neither here nor there, and I know that's not really super duper important. Now that Arkansas just got cracking, so if you're wondering why our team isn't doing it very good, he just killed our aircraft carrier, and this Bellerophon is down to just by himself, and he's gonna ride in a straight line, and he knows about where the enemies are at. He doesn't know exactly where they're at, but he's not trying to close the distance. All right, he's not trying to hide, and he's not trying to do anything but give them full broadside. Now, if you're zigzagging, that at least makes it where you occasionally miss a bomb getting dropped on you. But he's just going to ride in a straight line, making himself very easy to get picked apart by the aircraft carrier. He knows about where the other battleship's at that's doing all the damage. He's still riding full broadside to him. He doesn't know exactly. He just took a blind shot there, which was not very smart, because that just raises his visibility. All right. So now, if they didn't see him, they see him for certain, and they light him up. And he's just riding full broadside like nobody's business. All right. And he disappears from sight. Maybe he should consider turning towards the enemy. I would go full steam ahead. Keep my nose pointed in his general direction. Anytime a bomber or torpedo bomber come across me, I would start trying to at least take evasive maneuvers. But nope, he just keeps riding broadside. It's like the worst thing you can do. The exact opposite of the way I was playing. And the exact same thing I tell everybody not to do. Now, he had equivalent health to this Arkansas at the beginning. But now, he's just getting torn to pieces. Now, he knows he's the only ship. He knows that he just had a torpedo run on him. Maybe an evasive maneuver will be a good idea, because he knows another one is about to come through. He doesn't. Just sailing full broadside. Blam. Gets a chunk of health taken off of him there. Blam. Another chunk taken off there. And now he's flooding too. Alright. Should he take evasive maneuvers now? Should he? Maybe. Possibly. I mean, you can see the torpedo bomber coming in right there. He knows it's coming. And nope, this is the death of him. And that was just that. Like, learn to play by angling. It's important. You know, I mean, I did really well. I did over 200,000 damage, Confederate, you know, high caliber. Even got close quarters expert and first blood, and I did really well. But now this Arkansas and this Hosho both also did really well. So, and that's what it really boiled down to. Those are the guys that won it for the other side. But anyway, I hope you learned a little bit about the idea of angling broadsides and how to prevent yourself from taking so much damage when you're in a battleship. And have a good one. Bye.